guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So this is my first time driving the STI in the stock STI seat in about 2.5 years. It is the strangest feeling in the world. I honestly feel like I'm driving my truck. I'm just sitting up so high, and this is the seating position, everything about it. It feels so bizarre. I'm so used to sitting so much lower and just overall being more supportive. This is pretty weird. I don't know how you guys do it in these stock STI seats. They just don't fit the car well, but either way, I figured I would take the car out. It has been a while, and I felt like driving it, and just wanted to make sure everything was okay after we got the seat in and you know, how everything is driving. So I figured I would go out for a little drive and take you guys along, and then we'll see what else we get into in this video. But for now, let's just go for a drive. Driving my 17 STI, and then we got that thing over there still. I don't know, I still can't do it. I still prefer this one. Alright guys, so back in the garage after a full day of driving. This is actually the first time this car has been in the rain in like 3 years at least. You guys know that I have a daily driver that I drive all the time, and anytime it has inclement weather, obviously I drive that, but I just really felt like driving the STI today. And obviously it performs exceptionally well in inclement weather. Plus I have some great all seasons on here, Continental DWS06s. It's one of my favorite all season tires, and it just handled everything beautifully. Plus the entire car is ceramic coated, so when you're driving, all the water just shoots off, especially on the windshield. You hardly have to use the windshield wipers. And the paint actually stays relatively clean, since it just kind of, like I said, just washes right off. Obviously there's some parts of the car where it kind of just sits, but I plan to wash the car tonight. But I just don't have it in me, so I'm probably going to end up washing it tomorrow. I'm going to do a wash and talk on that, but tonight, kind of just hanging out in the garage, tinkering with a few things. One of the things I actually wanted to do was soften up the suspension. You guys know that I run Fortunato 500 Gen 8 coilovers on the car. I just put them on this past summer. I used to have an older set of Gen 5s that I ran for like 30,000+ miles, and then I've refreshed it with the new generation of Fortunautos. And when I had the old setup with the old wheels, I stiffened up the suspension. I did a whole entire how to dial in your coilovers for your STI, and I forgot that I had them so stiff. So now that this is kind of a little bit more subdued, it's not as extreme as it was when it was fully modified. I'm going to dial out the damping a little bit. So I'm 22 from soft. So I'm actually going to bring that down to 15 all around. So simply just come up to the little dial right here, and I'm just going to count down from 22 to 15. So 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. So I'm going to do the same thing all around, soften up the suspension, make it a little bit more comfortable for daily driving, and then we can move on to the next thing. All right, so another thing that I actually wanted to get done was clean up the steering wheel. I do this every few months to stay on top of the Alcantara. You guys know that I run Alcantara everywhere, whether it's just from the armrest, the entire center console, all the way up into the MFD hood, I-doing head unit, even with the SUBISpeed cubby mount, the gauge pod here. All Alcantara, it's beautiful, I love it. Racing shift knob. This is like my favorite material, I have it everywhere. I have it on the A-pillars as well as the gauge cluster as well with the red stitch. So it's just one of those things that kind of just livens up the interior and gives it a little bit more of a luxurious and kind of sporty look. I'm a big Porsche fan, and Porsches are kind of known for the Alcantara, so kind of just bringing my taste into the STI, and you guys seem to love all this stuff. All this stuff is by Overland Design. It's my buddy Jason's company, who I've known for a very long time, and he did all this work for me in my STI. But the steering wheel is by SUBISpeed. This is the PK style, so it's full Alcantara with the red stripe, and then it has red stitch all around. They don't sell it anymore. They have one that's by OLM now, which is SUBISpeed's brand. And I don't believe it has the red stripe on top, but I know Faction Fab has a very, very similar steering wheel. So you guys could always pick that one up, but they don't sell this one anymore. This one I got the summer that I bought the car, so of 2017. So this thing is literally almost 6 years old, and it's held up very, very well. And I owe the condition of it being held up so well by this product called Sonax Alcantara and upholstery cleaner. I've used this every couple of months just to stay on top of it, because Alcantara can get dirty. It gets kind of matted down, and it doesn't look great if you don't maintain it. But if you use this product by Sonax, it really, really does the trick. And it's really, really simple to do. You just get a soft bristle brush, spray it on here, and kind of just work it in, and then you wipe it dry with a clean microfiber. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get the fibers all fluffed back up and get it looking clean again, and then I can show you what it looks like afterwards. All right, so finish the first step. Really, really simple, as you guys saw. Just take the product, spray it right onto your soft brush, and kind of just work it in. Then you just take a clean microfiber and kind of just get all the excess off. And then one thing I like to do afterwards, since all the fibers are kind of matted down from the product, I take a soft bristle toothbrush. So what this actually does, it just kind of fluffs the fibers up, as well as help dry it up, because, you know, I kind of soaked the entire wheel with Alcantara cleaner. So it's going to be a little damp for a little bit, but doing this kind of just works the dampness in the product out, and it drives much faster. I always recommend doing this on a warmer day, especially, you know, if you have a garage, it's easier to do this. But if you're doing this outside and it's cold out, expect your steering wheel to be pretty damp in the morning. But if you were doing it outside and it was a little bit colder, I would just take a little bit more time drying it off with the microfiber afterwards. But it's pretty warm in the garage right now. It's like 70, so it's not too bad. But I'm just going to go around and fluff the fibers up with the toothbrush, and then I'll just show you what it looks like afterwards, and then we can wrap the video up. All right, so there you go. It is all finished up, nice and fluffy and looking good. It's still a little damp, but overnight it'll dry and look super fresh in the morning. One thing I recommend not doing is, after you use the toothbrush to fluff up the fibers, don't put your hands on it and kind of mat it back down, because you want the fibers facing up so it dries nice and even. Then once the product dries up, in a couple hours or the next day, then you can go ahead and do whatever you want. I usually position the fibers up as much as possible, just so it dries faster and it doesn't stay matted down the entire time it's drying. Yes, you can use it on your seats if you have an STI. You have the Alcantara centers. You can. I've done it on my seats several times. I haven't been running these seats for many years since I've been running the Recaros, but the back seats I've done it on. I've done it on all the Alcantaras. You can actually use it on upholstery as well. So it's not just for Alcantara, but that's only what I use this for. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested in picking this stuff up. It does wonders. It's kept this steering wheel looking fresh for the last 5 years, and I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to be using this stuff in the new car, because there's going to be a lot of Alcantara in that as well. So this stuff is legit. All right, so if you guys have been following me on Instagram, you guys know that I kind of officially listed the car for sale. So if you are interested in purchasing the car, go check the latest post. I have all the information on there in terms of cost and what I'm selling it for. And if you guys are interested in a full mod list of what is included in the sale, just send me a DM. I'll send you over a big list. It's fairly long considering how stock the exterior looks. But there is so many things on this car. It's pretty insane. When you see the list, you're like, wow, I don't even realize how many things are actually on this car. But there is a ton that you're getting for the cost of this car, especially with everything I've done to it. I think it's a pretty darn good deal. So go hit up the latest Instagram post, send me a DM if you are interested in the car. But I do plan on cleaning this car up probably tomorrow night. And then over the weekend, I will be going out, taking some proper photos to make a proper for sale ad, for sale post, or whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to get it out there because I am ready to move this car. I'm ready to move on to the next project. And in order to move on to the next project, we need this STI out of the garage because I don't have much space, and I really want to get started on the new project. And I've come across quite a few examples that I'm very interested in that I really would like to pursue. So we need to get this moved before we do anything. But yes, stay on the lookout. I'm going to be doing a full video, kind of like a for sale video, literally going over everything that's included on this car, just doing a walk around, naming every single little mod that's on here, all the information that you possibly can need. But who knows, maybe it'll be sold by then, I'm not sure. But I do plan on making that video, so if you're interested in the car and you want to see kind of a full walk around with everything kind of pointed out and going over all the details, be on the lookout for that. That will probably be out next week. But just kind of a little bit of a day in the life with my car today. Just going out for a little drive and doing some tinkering in the garage, cleaning up the steering wheel, because I would be doing this stuff no matter what, even if there wasn't a camera, because I love cars and I enjoy coming out here and spending time with my cars. So that's going to be it for this one. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. I will leave a link for this down in the description. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.